Trenton Journal is for people who won't take no for an answer. Trenton Journal is for community leaders. Trenton Journal is for people who won't settle. Trenton Journal highlights some of the positive voices in the community and fills in the information gaps through original reporting.
Welcome to Capital Conversations. I'm your host, Kenneth Miles, founder and publisher of the Trenton Journal. Each episode, we bring you change makers and stakeholders in the capital city who's making a difference. And today, I have with me Bella Bullock and Eric Bullock. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us.
All right. So listen, you got wait, before we even begin, I want you to introduce yourself to the audience.
So I'm Bella Bullock. I was born and raised in Trenton, New Jersey, and I qualified for state championships and regionals.
That's big. And how old are you?
10 years old.
10 years old. So you actually have a competition coming up in April.
Yes.
You want to let us know about that?
So only 6 people, or rarely a lot of people, get selected. And I swam 30 seconds on my 50 freestyle, and that was the fastest time in my swim team. So I have the fastest time for 50 free in my entire swim team or age group. And that qualified me for states and regionals.
How'd you get so fast?
My sister really helped me, and my dad and all my family members, because when I was growing up, we would always go in the pool in the summer, and I would race my sister, and that helped me a lot. And when we went to different pools, we would always practice hard, and then we would get to play. But we had to earn that play time. We had to practice and do laps in the pool first.
What is it like for you being in the pool? Is it a place where you find fun? Is it are you able to let any stress go? Like what is being in the pool? What does it do for you?
It really connects me to my inner self. The pool just brings me joy and happiness no matter where I am or how I feel before.
Do you remember the first time you got in the pool? Like, how old were you?
I was 2 years old.
Okay. So you started early.
Yeah.
Okay. So Dad, could you let us know the importance as a parent to train your children on how to swim? And the reason why I ask you this is because I read somewhere there's approximately 64% of Black children who can't swim.
Absolutely.
So why was it important for you to teach your children how to?
So it started with my father teaching us how to swim. That was a priority of his. And due to the data, right, a lot of us don't know how to swim. And we are the highest demographic to drown because we can't swim. Living next to a canal, living around water, living next to the Delaware River, it's something that I think every student should have the opportunity to do. Learn how to swim. When I grew up, I also had swim in middle school, so that helped. But it was important for us to teach her how to swim because we had a pool and we wanted her to be safe. But then too, when we go on vacation, we want to be able to get in the pool and have fun. You know, it's so many times where we go on vacations and people can't swim and they can't enjoy the pool or enjoy the beach the way they want to because they've never learned how to swim. And so that fun part is a part of her winning and a part of her development is to have fun in the pool first and then understand that you can have fun and you can win too. So that helps to build her character.
As a dad, when did you see that this went beyond, oh, my daughter's having fun, but she's actually good?
She's winning. Yeah,
she's winning and she's good.
So I think Bella has always been competitive in everything she did, right? Whether it was learning how to speak Spanish or whether it was cursive writing. There's things that she just puts her mind to and says, all right, I want to learn this. I want to do it. And there's some things that I really don't have interest in. But once she kind of focuses and wants to do it, then she'll be successful at it. And then there's that level of I want to be great at it now. The one thing my dad told us when we were kids is you're destined for greatness. And I didn't know what that meant until I became an adult and sort of worked my way through school and went to Norfolk State and played football. That every day when your parents are telling you you're destined for greatness, that's what you are. Regardless of what it is you do, what it is you're accomplishing, whatever it is you do, you're destined to be great at it if you put forth the effort. So that's one thing we try to instill in both our daughters is that, they're destined for greatness. Along with my wife, we just try to drill it and let them know I need your best work, right? If your handwriting is sloppy on this homework, you're gonna have to do it again because I know you're better than that.
Bella, who inspires you?
Really, my family members, my dad, my mom, and my aunts and uncles, as really the people around me, my family and my friends, like they encourage me, and like even when I don't do so well, they give me pointers. Especially my dad and my mom, they give me pointers on how I could do better, and yeah, and yeah.
How do you balance sports in your academics?
So really, my swim is starts at 6 o'clock. So it's like later in the day. So I get home, I can do my homework, or I can do my homework at school, and then when I get home, I can relax or get ready for swim. So yeah.
So how many hours do you put in a week practicing?
Maybe an hour and 30 minutes. I go 3 or 2 times a week.
So we do like 2 hours a day.
2 hours a day?
Yeah. So an hour and 30 minutes is her swim time, and then we do some gym exercises, some working out as well.
Do your friends know how fast you are at school?
Yeah. Some of my friends, I tell them about my times and like, but some of them don't like find very good interest in it because like they don't really understand it because I have to say I got like a 25 and I did it in 15 seconds. They're like, what's that? And so I have to explain it to them, and then.
So explain it to me because I don't even know. Explain
So
that.
a 50 is where you go that down to the pool and then back. A 25 is just there, and then a 100 is there, back, and there, back. So it's just two 50s is a 100.
Yeah, so it's broken up into meters, right? Standard Olympic half pool size would be a 50-meter pool. So that's normally what size the pools are that we're used to. 50 meters down and back, that's a 50 meter. That's a 25-meter down and back, that's a 50-meter swim stroke. So Bella swims a 30-second 50-meter swim, which is one of the fastest swim times for a 10-year-old in the state of New Jersey. Simone Manuels, who is an Olympian, swims a 24-second 50 free. So you can kind of understand the difference and understand how close milliseconds are when it comes to the meters in swimming.
What are some of the barriers for black and brown children getting into the pool to learn how to swim?
So I think initially there were some expectations that we didn't know how to swim well. And when my daughters started at one of the swim clubs, they didn't start off in the group that was like the swimming competitive group. They started out in the group that couldn't swim well. And although I'm saying, hey, my daughters can swim well, they shouldn't, be in this group. They had to show that as well. So that was one thing that we kind of had to prove that we are supposed to be here, and we're not just supposed to be here. We're gonna win. And so from that point on, we were skipped, and she's racing up. So when she was 6, she was racing 7-year-olds. This past summer, she did a breaststroke and raced against 13-year-olds. So from that point forward, we had to kind of prove that we are where we're supposed to be, but we're also not just mediocre, right? So we have to continue to compete, but we have to do it at a different level because we're not just racing for myself or Bella is racing for herself. We're racing to let other people know that we can do this too, and we're good at it.
Bella, how do you prepare yourself before a competition?
So before the day of a competition?
Yeah.
So the day of a competition, I wake up early, I do some stretches in my room, and the night before I do like leg lifts in my bed before I go to sleep. And then when I wake up, I pray for the meet to go well and for me to do well. And if I don't do well, then see what I did wrong and then fix it the next time I swim. And on the ride there, we listen to the Rocky soundtrack because that like really builds the vibe and like makes me energized. And
Now, whose idea was it to incorporate the Rocky soundtrack?
that's
Okay.
Yeah. And when I was a kid and I played football, growing up, Rocky movies were like, that's how you learned how to just motivate yourself. Eye of the Tiger, No Easy Way Out. Some of those songs are just legendary when you're getting ready to go to war. And some of those movies, right, when he was fighting the Russian guy, he, went to train in his element, and that was the music that was played. And that music just resonated with me. I introduced it to them, and they kind of took it and understood it, and it helps them out to be successful.
I wanted to have you on the show as well because I wanted to show how important the dynamic it is to have a parent that's by your side to support you in whatever it is that you do, whether it's your schoolwork or whether it's an extracurricular activity.
Yeah.
So could you speak to like some of the sacrifices a parent needs
Yeah.
to make in order to support their kids in an activity like swimming?
Absolutely. I think that every parent needs to see greatness in their student or in their child. They are a direct reflection of who you are. And you go through life, you make the mistakes you make the impact you make, so that you can then help your child be the best that they can be. And that's what it's really about. Sometimes it's not easy because we don't always want to get up early. We don't always want to wake up at 5 a.m. We don't always want to, get in the pool because it's cold. But once they see the benefit of all that, they realize, oh, you know what, you're right. And I love being here. I love the end of the meet. I get this trophy, and I love that people are coming to see me win. And that part that's not so easy is just forgotten about once we, accomplish what we came to do. But that encouragement is daily and consistent, whether it's schoolwork, whether it's working out, whether it's eating right, whether it's just being a good citizen, a good person. That encouragement daily is imperative to the character building of your student or your child, and that's what kind of make sure we do.
Bella, are you usually the only black girl in competition?
Yeah, I mean, I'm the only black girl on my swim team, and usually when I swim, it was different at states. There were like 3 other black children there, but usually when I swim, I'm the only one.
Do you notice the difference?
Yeah, but I don't really look for it then. I'm just focusing on like my swim strokes and like what events I'm in.
Some of the barriers that I hear from black women, going in the pool, is the hairstyles.
Yeah.
Is it easier to wear braids as you swim?
Yeah, because like when I wear twists, when I get out, my hair is wet because the cap doesn't really work. It just makes you go faster. And my hair gets frizzier faster. And it's kind of easier wearing braids because it can fit in your head cap, but sometimes you have to have a bigger head cap, like when you're wearing beads, so you can put your hair in.
Yeah, there's a
like
whole
straight and pushed down.
Yeah, there's a process to definitely trying to keep the hair dry. What swim caps to use. They don't really make swim caps for us, especially competitive swim caps. So I definitely, since we have this opportunity, I want to reach out to anybody who does have a swim cap.
Look
Where's
into
the camera?
Yeah,
if you
right
have
here.
a swim right there, if you have a swim cap that my daughter can wear with her braids to keep them dry, definitely reach out to us. We'll represent you guys at our sectionals and every other meet that we go to. But we're definitely looking for that because we go through swim caps all season.
So what is it like for you as a parent
Yeah.
when you at different competitions and you may be the only black family there?
Yeah.
Like, do you notice a difference, or do you or does it make a difference to you?
It does. There's a sense of pride that we take, my wife and I, when we walk through the parents to our swim meets. One, because we're winning, right? Everyone wants to win. But 2, because we are representing a culture, we're representing a people that they don't often get to see in person. So that's big, and I know the kids may not understand that now, but they will at some point when they see us together. They see my wife and I coming to these swim meets. They see how we're dressed. They see how we act with our kids. They're in awe because what they see on TV isn't always the positive scene that they see at the swim meet and our daughter winning and beating their kid in the swim meet. So that's huge.
You have a trophy.
Oh yeah. So this is my MVP trophy that I got when I was 8 years old at the Ben Franklin Swim Club in Lawrenceville.
That was her first
This is my first trophy.
competition swim experience.
What's your most memorable competition?
Like what team or like
Team, yeah.
Okay, so my most memorable team was really PTAC because this was the longest team that I've ever been on. Like the other ones, like we tried it out for maybe a year or two, and it maybe wasn't that good, so we went on a different one. And then, but PTAC was like the one that I actually stayed with, and I have some friends on PTAC too that I really bonded with.
Yeah. It's important you find coaches that are going to invest in your child and coaches that see what you see. They don't always see what you see. They don't always see how great your kid can be because of their own experiences. So you often have to, one, prove that we need to be here. And if that doesn't work, and if that still doesn't get the attention we need and we deserve, like all the other students, then we won't swim there long. But the reality is, too, that coaches want to win, right? Each swim meet, the team rallies in points, almost like a track meet for high school. And the most recently, Bella got an award to join the 50-point club, which means she's won enough to add points to her team winning overall. So that's important.
Bella, what would you say to any young black girl out there who may watch this, who might be interested in swimming, but they hesitant?
They should definitely try it, believe in themselves, and stand up for the right thing. And like, if you think that the coach is like focusing on other people and not really meeting your needs or standards, then you should talk to them about that or tell your parents. But definitely, like, focus on what you need to do and like your strokes, and don't be hesitant. It's really fun. And when you jump in that pool, like, just, yeah.
Do you prefer the beach or pool?
I prefer. It's a trick question. I prefer the pool because, like, my sister and I, our favorite thing to do when we get to the pool, we like to jump to the bottom of the pool and like act like we're at home there. And so we have like a tea party and we sit on the bottom of the pool, and we like to play tag a lot when we're in the pool. And yeah, so I like the pool better.
How has Trenton shaped you into the parent that you are? And Bella, I want to ask you the same thing, because you're both Trenton residents.
Yeah.
You born and raised in
Born and
Trenton?
raised, yeah. So my mother was an educator for 30 years at Trenton Central High School. She taught English. My father worked for L'Oreal USA as a diversity vice president of diversity and inclusion. And one thing my mother wanted to do was raise us in the city that she grew up in. She grew up in Prospect Village. And she wanted to show that you can raise a child in the city to be successful and raise them to be who you want them to be. It's up to the parent to make the sacrifices and dedication that they need to make for that student to be successful. Trenton isn't always an easy place to be, right? But it definitely builds that grit that you need to walk in the boardrooms that they may not look like you, or they may look at you differently, to demand what it is that you want, to demand what it is that you need to get done what you need to get done. And I think Trenton has built that inside of me. So that's how it's helped me throughout playing football, or playing t-ball at the Western Little League, Weed and Seed programs with Mr. Tim. Just all those experiences have molded and shaped me to be who I am, to help my kids be who they are.
And what does Trenton mean to you?
It's a home to me. Like, I know I can always come back there, and like they'll be my friends and family to like help me succeed. And like, Trenton is just one big family. Even if you don't know them, you can like get to know them. They'll be happy and let you in.
And I have to ask you this: what does the future hold for you? Like, what do you hope to be and do in the future?
I want to be a lawyer, and a judge, and I want to go to the Olympics.
Oh, the Olympics? Well, we do have an Olympian from Trenton.
Right,
so
we do. Yeah.
You may be the next one.
So we'll have another one.
All right. Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you. Keep up the good work.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Is there anything else you want to add, or did I?
Shout out to Madison, who was her sister, Madison Bullock.
Sister.
Shout out to her mom, Kenita Bullock, dad, Edward Bullock, just everybody who will get to see this. Thanks for coming, Peter, Donna. Anyone else you want to name? Auntie Tasha, to me and my
grandma,
mom, rest in peace.
Yeah, may she rest in peace.
Nana.
She was supporter, and she always wanted to come to my meets. And after swim practice, she lived nearby, so we would always go to her house. We would talk to her.
Get ice cream. Pop Ben, all the supporters. Thank you.
And I wish you the best of luck in
Thank
April.
you.
All right. This is great.